Hey, welcome to the DBB channel. This is going to be a coverage on the tournament game that actually happened in the B03 format. Now, reason for me showing this particular game was because I want to show you the different variants of Yellow Hybrid. Now, in my opinion, it's a very interesting list that actually abuses the synergy of the Digimon and Guilmon draw power to actually improve the consistency of the deck in general. I'll be talking about the list in detail at the end of the video, so do stay tuned for that. Now without further ado, let's dive right to the game itself, as we do see the TK as well as Zoe being set up for the left player, and we do have two Strawberrymons on the right side of the field and not evolving in the nursery. So that's a very interesting play, as we do see the Pyrosphere here, which is also a card that actually improves the draw consistency of the deck, as if you do not delete a Digimon, you do actually draw 2 cards, which is a very good turn 1 move if you ask me. And it's going to evolve to the Zephyrmon on top of the Zoe. It's going to further evolve to another Zephyrmon. Going to use the Zephyrmon to actually swing over the Strawberrymon and then evolving to the Jet Sylphimon, which will recover 1, and also just memory choke the right player, as he does go for the Mad Ishida play. So as if you guys haven't realized yet, the right player is actually playing the Blue Hybrid with the BOF variant. So it's a very aggressive deck, but it's not actually very useful against the Yellow Hybrid, unfortunately. Now it's going to remember to actually gain that memory thanks to the TK and Izumi, and it's going to gain that 1 memory, pushing into 4, and of course playing another Tamer there and playing the second one, which does give 4 memory to the right player. Now the right player doesn't have any Digimon set up, and he's just going to play a Tommy as well as the Ice Sword to end the turn. Now the guy's going to ignore the Ice Sword, he's going to swing the Guilmon combo, which does allow him to draw 2 cards in that one swing alone, so it's very value play right there. He's going to evolve to the Kazemon to memory choke the right player for 1 again. That's going to have a Gabumon in the nursery for the next turn. Going to evolve to the Kumamon to discard the Digisource from the Kazemon. Digimon will be hatched again and evolving to the Guilmon. Now it's going to evolve to the Jet Sylphimon for 3 costs, which does recover 1. And he actually paid 3 costs because he doesn't have any Tamer underneath it. And it's going to evolve to the Sakuyamon, which actually stops the whole BOF idea of the deck. So definitely the right player is not having a good time against this Sakuyamon Yellow Hybrid variant. And of course it's going to actually freeze the Sakuyamon thanks to the Tommy effect as well as the Sora and Joe. It's going to play another Mad Ishida to just pass the turn. Now even though he does have that 2 Mad Ishidas and the Gabumon can be appearing in the next turn, he's not going to do too much because of the Sakuyamon, so this is very unfortunate. It's going to hit to the Tommy here and it's going to remove the Digisource from the Guilmon. And of course it's going to use one of the TKs to actually evolve to the Zephyrmon. Going to swing at the security 1 more time, hitting to 1 security left. Does hit into the Davis though, which will guarantee 3 memory for the next turn. Looking at top 3, he's going to pick up actually the hybrid Digimon there. And we're going to see a Pyrosphere again, which does allow him to draw 2 more cards. And playing another TK to just pass the turn nicely. Now he does have the Sora and Joe to actually gain 2 extra memory thanks to the Guilmon without any Digisource there. So he's going to start a turn off with 5 memory. Will he actually push out the Gabumon this turn? Looks like he doesn't. He actually pushed out the Tommy and then evolving to the Korihagumon, which will of course freeze the Guilmon as well as the Sakuyamon upon swinging. He does actually suicide with the Zephyrmon and going to use one of the Davis to actually evolve to the Kumamon. The Kumamon will actually be killing off the Guilmon because he doesn't like the draw power that the left player have, and he's going to use the Kokaitis Rev to actually bounce off the Sakuyamon. So this is definitely one of the answers that the right player have, but however it's a very expensive option, as you do see one of the Tamer being pushed out, evolving to the Zephyrmon once again. Going to swing over the Kumamon, no, actually going for the security, does hit into the Beowulfmon though, so he's going to die. And of course he does have another hybrid to end the game there, so the Gabumon actually didn't come out of the nursery since the first few turns. Now we're going to see game 2 here with the Gabumon actually evolving in the nursery and another Gabumon drawing 1 upon hard playing. The left player does have the Guilmon turn 1 once again, so that's a very strong turn 1 move, as he does play the TK Tamer just to pass the turn, memory choking the right player as well, and we do see another Tamer being hit out of the security. The right player is just going to go for the hardcore Gabumon to just pass the turn, as the Guilmon going to swing over the Gabumon actually and surviving thanks to his 2k DP. It's going to evolve to the Kazemon, which will proc the TK and Izumi Tamer, which actually killed off the Gabumon very nicely. Going to evolve to the Jet Sylphimon, and basically the right player did no damage against the left player thanks to that Jet Sylphimon he recovering 1. And of course, it's going to evolve to another Guilmon ready to actually swing and go for the draw 2 power. It's going to swing the security, hitting to the Beowulfmon, but he's already draw 4 cards with that rookie alone. That's pretty sick, as he does go for the Sakuyamon. And of course another Kari Tamer to actually guarantee 3 memory for the next turn. The Gabumon will be pushed out here, gaining 1 memory and drawing 1 thanks to the Mad Ishida. Mad Ishida will actually be evolving to the Kumamon, taking out 1 Digisource. Then further evolving to the Beowulfmon. So now swinging at security using his effect to actually bounce the level 4 to hand, does survive the swing. He's gonna go for the Hammer Spark of course. and playing another Mech Ishida, which does go bring him to 0 memory, and is going to play the Sora and Joe to pass the turn. So the left player does have 4 memory to work with, but he does gain 2 memory thanks to the TK and Easy Izumi, and can go for the Sunrise Buster, which is one of the cards that actually the new yellow hybrid does play. Basically, treat it as a 5-cost tamer, so it's pretty value as you do remove one body on the board. Now the left player will evolve to the Kazema, which of course proc the 2 dual tamer again to kill off that Gabumon, so the Gabumon actually just die without doing too much, and the right player will actually be just passing the turn there without doing too much. So the right player is definitely not having a good time as the left player starts continuing do his damage on the security, does draw 2 more cards, and in total he does actually draw 6 cards thanks to the Gilmon combo. The Sakuramon does give technically a 3k DP buff to his own Digimon, so they will actually survive the security battle more often. Now we do see a TK being played here, but the right player does have only 1 security left, and he's going to pick up the Jet Sylphimon and into hand, so we know what's coming down. And so he's going to go for the Pyrosphere once again, which does memory choke the right player at 1. The right player is going to go for the Hammer Spark, which won't do too much. It's going to push out and evolve to the Kumamon. And I'm going to strip off 1 Digisource, going to strip off the Gilmon actually, and going to go for the Ice War. However, even though there's the Ice War effect, he does gain a bunch of memory thanks to the dual tamers, and it's going to have enough memory to actually go for game here, ending it off with the Kazebon. So the yellow hybrid does win. Now let's talk about this deck list then, which I actually promised at the start of the video. So starting off, we do have the Digitama, which is the Digimon. So Digimon does allow you to draw 1 if you do attack with a Gilmon or Growlmon or Galamon in name. And of course, we do only play the Gilmon, which actually simply when you do attack, you do draw 1. So with this combo, you do actually draw 2 upon swinging, and it really does help the yellow hybrid because you do have a better draw consistency. And when you do have a huge hand size in a trading card game, you generally do have more plays to make, and this will make the plays better, especially when you do have Sunrise Buster, which will actually allow you to play a tamer from your hand for free, so definitely the hand size will help. So let's move on to the tamers first. I was saying pretty self-explanatory with the TK Zoe, but it does play the Kari tamer as well as a dual TK tamer, which does actually gain you 2 memory if you do have less than your opponent's security, and of course the MVP, which is the Easy Izumi and TK tamer. Now this tamer does allow you to actually abuse some sort of removal while you're actually evolving, which is pretty cheating if you ask me, given that if you guys realize in the previous games, he conveniently actually killed off the rookie while evolving to his Digimon, which is pretty nasty. And also give you 1 additional memory if you do have a level 5 on board, as well as another level 5 on your opponent's board. Now of course the yellow hybrid package, which I won't really explain too much because you guys have already seen most of them already. As for the options, we do have Sunrise Buster, Pyrosphere and Gaia Force. Now Sunrise Buster is actually a very strong card in the yellow-red variant, especially you do play a tamer and then remove a body on the board. So basically you do play a tamer, and then for each tamer on the field, you actually do reduce 3k DP on the Digimon, and we all know that reducing DP is actually the strongest mechanic in the game. And as for the Pyrosphere, basically a very early game draw engine, which does pair well again with the Gilmon and Digimon combo. Gaia Force, because Gaia Force is just simply a very good reliable removal. And let's move on to the level 6 and level 7s. Now we do have Sakuramon, which is actually very strong in the OTK meta because everybody will be pushing out for nursery to go for the game. But with Sakuramon on the field, opponent doesn't have the, I would say, convenience or the comfort to actually push out the Digimon and go for the game straight away, because they do actually apply a negative 3 security attack on themselves if they don't deal with Sakuramon, which actually most decks can't actually deal with them because they are just playing towards their nursery gaming. So we do have Dexmon and Avenge Kid and Susanomon. Now Dexmon is actually pretty self-explanatory, it's just too good of a card, and when you guys actually receive BT9 in your format, you do want to pick this up as soon as possible because this card is just splashable in every deck. And so Susanomon is just yellow hybrid, it's kind of like a big daddy. You do actually put 10 cards from your drop zone as well as your hand to the bottom of the deck, which does prevent you from decking out, and it does have the huge burst of 3 security attack, which is very nice. And we do have the Avenge Kidmon, which is basically the answer against the Buildstarmon matchup, because Buildstarmon does give you some sort of trouble if you don't draw to your Dexmon, because they actually can play the Psychemon, which actually stops the Dexmon from reducing cost. So the option, or rather the addition of the Avenge Kidmon is very nice. Now we do have the BOF Blue Hybrid deck for you guys as well. And thank you guys for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.